On today's episode of Doomsday Preppers... My friends, what's going on everyone? My name's Kai, welcome to the channel. Consider subscribing, helps me out big time. So guys, today we are watching another episode of Doomsday Preppers, a TV show that follows families preparing for the end of the world in whatever kind of ways they can conjure up in their own head. Today, however, we are going to be watching easily the most selfish man in the entire world, and what this guy puts his wife through and his daughter through are absolutely astonishing, and the lack of consideration for his poor wife is out of this world. So guys, today we will be following self-proclaimed Dr. Doom, a psychiatrist who is preparing for the next bird flu. And I know what you're thinking. This episode was filmed before COVID happened, and you might be thinking, oh, well, because this guy's preparing for a pandemic, he was right? No, guys, definitely not. Let's get right into the episode.
Bradford Frank is a psychiatrist who believes a killer flu pandemic will hit America. But his wife and daughter have their doubts.
Well, you almost run out of money, and you almost run out of me.
Will Dr. Frank's doomsday prescription be enough to satisfy his family and the experts?
Oh god, the poor wife, and she's only going to get more and more upset, and I'm 100% on her side, you guys. She has every single right to be upset, because I'm telling you, this guy is the most insensitive human I've ever seen in my life, and he just keeps piling it on her. Let's continue.
Like a consummate professional, he cares deeply about the well-being of his patients. But he's also concerned about the end of the world.
I like to imagine that at the end of every single one of his patients' notes, he writes that Doomsday at the end of every single one of his patients.
I think that most people would look at me and say, he's a nutcase. I went to Yale and studied infectious diseases, and that's where I started to get interested in influenza and in particular bird flu.
Again, I know I said it before, but just because this guy is preparing for like a bird flu pandemic, and we actually did have a pandemic, that does not in any way negate the crazy nonsense that this guy is up to. You know what I mean? I know that in the comments I'm going to get a lot of people to say, well, it happened. No. Society didn't need to, like, move into caves. We ran out of toilet paper for a couple weeks, okay? It was not that big of a deal. What this guy is doing is so extreme, it's ridiculous.
Bradford wants to get his whole family involved in prepping. So he has asked his wife, Naren, to help him inventory his medical supplies.
I am able to obtain antibiotics and other medications because I am a physician. I actually buy these in large quantities.
The dude is completely misusing his license. Like, I don't know if that's legal. I'm not a doctor and I'm not a lawyer, you know. But I don't think that it's legal for doctors to just write themselves prescriptions and stockpile medication. I could be wrong, but I can't imagine that that's legal.
Okay, so yeah, this one is still good. Let's see, these are the medicines that I got for the bird flu. This expired in 2006. That's not good.
I don't know why you spend so much money on that.
I did. These were very expensive medicines.
That's money.
Bradford has spent about $15,000 on prepping to date.
Not only is this guy misusing his license, but he's allowing all of his medication to expire before he even uses it. The poor family. So he spent 15 grand on his medication and a bunch of it's expired. Oh man, I couldn't imagine being married to this dude. Could you imagine? What happened to our vacation money? Oh, I spent it on antibiotics. Well, at least we have a bunch of them now. Nope, they're expired. For fuck.
The way you get the virus is by human interaction. It's transmitted through the air.
I'm gonna pass out, Bradford.
No, it just feels that way.
He's my husband. He have his opinion, and I have my opinion. It's okay. If we compromise, it's okay. That's what the marriage all about. But My husband Brad is not compromised.
Guys, this guy has pushed his family to the absolute limit. You can see in his daughter's eyes, just... and his poor wife, you guys. I'm telling you, as the episode goes on, it's just gonna get worse and worse and worse for this poor wife.
Despite Naren's objections, Bradford has stockpiled hundreds of food cans and 1,000 pounds of rice.
Why do we need the rice to last so long?
I don't need it because I probably won't be here, but you might need it just in case there's a terrible catastrophe and chaos in society and there's no food.
Oh, great, Dad, thanks. Thanks for the old bucket of rice. I really appreciate it.
I don't believe in have all this food. I don't want to have all this food. When you want to survive, you find anything to survive. Like the rabbit outside the bag and the snake and the crickets. I eat anything I can find.
The wife in this episode is absolutely hardcore. Like, she doesn't even care about having rice. She'll just eat, you know, bugs or snakes or spiders or whatever. Very strange to just be able to think like that. Oh, I'll just eat the spiders. Okay, I'll have the rice, you have the spiders.
Naren does not see the wisdom in prepping for a future pandemic, even though she knows more about survival than just about anyone. Naren was 19 when she escaped from a prison camp in Cambodia during the Khmer Rouge genocide that killed 2 million people.
His poor wife was the only survivor in her entire family after witnessing, like, an entire genocide. And this is what the guy is putting her up to, you know? This is how this dude is treating his wife. She's been through literal war and genocide and watched her whole family die in real life conflict. And this guy is playing imaginary Fallout in real life, and it's just a really sad thing. It's just a really sad, insensitive thing.
Inside, yeah.
But is it possible that Bradford is taking his prepping too far?
Is it possible that he's taken his prepping too far? Well, yeah, obviously. His family hates him, and his daughter can barely even look at him.
Bradford is determined to keep his family safe, even if they don't appreciate his efforts. If a deadly pandemic sweeps through San Diego, he fears infected people will target doctors' houses in search of medicine. So he's stepping up his security preparations.
All of these people are so unrealistically paranoid. Like, we saw a bunch of the Americans in the other episodes worried that once the grid goes down, the entire population of the United States will come to, like, their doorstep, right? And now we hear that this doctor is worried that, you know, doctors' houses are going to be looted. Is there just a list somewhere that has doctors' addresses on it? Like, how are people just going to find doctors' addresses? The things these people come up with in their head is ridiculous.
Okay, we're all finished here. Okay, let's look at this. It's supposed to withstand anything. Wow!
See? There it is. There it is. In every single one of these episodes, we'll see the person who's prepping just kind of lose it. They'll just lose control, and they'll be so happy about, you know, anticipation for the world ending. They always say they don't want to use their stuff. They don't want to use their provisions, but there's always a moment in every episode where a burst of excitement just comes out for them. Good for them. Good for them.
So the final part of his plan is to secure an isolated bug-out location as far away from other people as possible. Today, he's taking his family there for the first time.
The number one protection in a global pandemic is being away from other people who may be infectious.
This is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous?
Yes.
We're having fun though, aren't we?
No.
You're having fun though, right? Oh God, hell no!
If Bradford needs to quarantine his family from a deadly airborne virus, he believes this spot, a gem mine located 2.5 hours from San Diego, may be ideal. To get into the cave, the Frank family must climb down 80 feet.
Coming, honey?
Bradford believes the isolated location of this cave further safeguards his family from possible infection.
See, honey, you say I never take you places. And look at this. This is fabulous.
Well, honey, you always say I never take you any places, so this is our vacation. Happy birthday and happy anniversary. I hope you like it.
So this is our home away from home at the end of the world. What do you think?
When he said looking for
Okay, guys, I just want to prepare you for how disrespectful the very next scene is coming up. You guys are going to have your mind blown.
While escaping the Khmer Rouge, Naren survived by hiding in a cave for 2 months.
Before I came here today, I wasn't really too aware that my wife had spent some time in a cave. I think she probably told me that years ago, but it's not something that we talk about very often.
Now, before I bought the cave, I had no idea my wife stayed in a cave and had to escape for 2 months. I mean, she probably told me once about it, but I don't care. I could care less. So I purchased the cave and I hope she likes it.
Because it's so painful for her to discuss.
Can we go home now?
tired, wanna go home.
I'm not sure if this cave is going to really work out for my new doomsday home, given the fact that my wife is so opposed to it.
This poor wife is literally going through like war flashbacks right now. This husband is such an insensitive loser. Good Lord.
National Geographic was here several months ago. I was carjacked at gunpoint while on vacation.
Alright, my friends, so that's going to be the end of the video today. I hope you enjoyed it. That guy was absolutely crazy, and his poor family, I can't imagine that they'll be married for much longer. Either way, guys, I hope you have a wonderful day. If you enjoy my content, check out my Patreon. I have some great rewards on there. All of my photography is also for sale on there. Guys, thank you so much for supporting me. I really appreciate it, and I'll talk to you guys soon, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye! Well, that was a big stomach rumble. Oh God, I gotta go.
Thank you for watching そばリビング